Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. Really appreciate you joining me. I love the comments. I love helping you guys out. So please like and subscribe. It really helps me out and it'll keep me doing this. So today's is going to be a quick one, but I'm going to talk about, I got a question that I'm paraphrasing, but basically the question said, hey, I bought this product through retail arbitrage to sell on Amazon. I was selling it for $20. All of a sudden Amazon came in and they have it on for $13. I'll lose money if I sell it at that. What do I do? So that's a real problem, and it happens. There is risk in retail arbitrage. Now, before you panic, there's a bunch of ways to mitigate that risk, which is what we're going to talk about today. So the first thing is, sometimes somebody comes in, let's say you bought a product on sale for a great deal, somebody else bought it for an even greater deal, and they come in and they undercut your price by a lot. When that happens, you got two choices. Number one is to lower your price and just take the hit. It's going to play out in the averages. If you have to do that, there is another alternative, which we're going to talk about. But if you have to do that, don't panic. It's the cost of doing business. If you buy 100 items and you take a hit on 5 and you make money on 95, again, it's going to play out. So the first way to minimize that risk is to not buy, I don't buy 1,000 of one item, I buy 100 of 10 items, right? So that's kind of a simple way to look at it. But you're going to mitigate your risk a little bit by just not overstocking on one thing. So the next thing is you're competing for that buy box. So if you don't know what that buy box is, I'm going to show you over here on the right-hand side of the screen. Assuming I'm editing this right, you'll be able to see it. But it's where it clicks the Add to Cart button. So if you search for Campbell's Chicken Noodle Soup, it's going to come up. There's one right there that's going to come up, and it's going to click Add to Cart. 99% of the time, people are going to add to cart when they search for something. So they're not going to go, I wonder if there's any other sellers that have this. So it's a price game. So Amazon actually will share that buy box with you. So let's say you're at $20 and Amazon's at $20. Half the time they're going to get the buy box. Half the time they're going to give it to you. So it's the key in retail arbitrage is to get that what they call buy box. So in other words, if it's for sale for $15, somebody has it on there for $15, and you're at $20, it's very unlikely you're going to sell that product unless there's some real compelling reason for them to buy it from you. So that's what we're talking about really, is competing for the buy box. So the other alternative is to see what the quantities that other people have. I'll tell you, this happens a lot. People come on and they'll sell something, they'll put it on for really cheap, but maybe they only bought 3 of them. If they only have 3 of them, my best bet is to let them sell through their 3, and then the price will go back up. So Amazon does have an automated repricing tool, which only prices down. So I'd be very careful with this. People do it, and you'll notice when you drop your price, if you go from 20, it'll say, hey, somebody has it for $19.99. And you go to $19.99, then all of a sudden they have it for $19.98, and so on and so forth. So that does happen a little bit. Their repricing tool, where it's really flawed, is it doesn't reprice up. So let's say I go down to match somebody at $15, and I bought 20 of these items, and they have 10 of them, and they're selling them at $15. They maybe sell out, and then the next guy's at $19. It makes sense for me to up my price to $19 to match him. Like, there's no reason to give away $4, right? So I try, part of the game is to monitor your inventory. So when you go on your inventory page, over on the right-hand side, it'll say your price, and then it'll say your competitor's price, and it'll give you an option to match it. Well, click on that. If you click on the number of your competitor's price, it'll bring up everybody that has it for sale. So you can kind of look through there. When you're comparing, make sure you're only comparing to Amazon Prime, and make sure that you're only doing it for Fulfilled by Amazon is the Amazon Prime. But also make sure your condition matches. So if they're like, for instance, somebody might be selling something used, you're not going to match their price if you're selling it brand new. So just make sure that you're even. On the left-hand side of that same page, you can filter by prime and condition. So check that out. If you see there's only one guy that's low, so maybe there's 10 sellers, and all of you are at $19.99, and there's one person at $15, and you want to check that, you can click on their listing and click Add to Cart. And then when you view your cart, it'll say quantity of 1. And just change that quantity to 10 plus. And it'll say how many you want to order. You can put in $9.99, they call it the $9.99 trick, and it'll say this seller only has 10 available. That will give you an idea of how many products they have. So if they only have a few products, then you know, like, yeah, I can just leave my price where it is, let that guy give away his few products, and in a couple days I'll be fine. So that basically is how pricing works and keeping the buy box. So to answer the original question, hey, you know what? Sometimes you got to lower your price and take the hit. Even if it's Amazon, they only have a limited number sometimes. So if it's something that's a popular item, maybe it's going to sell out, and you'll be able to keep your price where it is, do that. I would recommend, the way you're going to make money in this business is by turning it over. So if for some reason you're stuck with a dud, don't sit on it forever waiting for somebody to sell out. If you waited a week or two and it hasn't happened, drop your price, take that money, go buy something that'll sell, and just move on. So there's a quick answer to pricing and risk and retail arbitrage. That's really probably the biggest risk, is that somebody's going to scoop you on the price. So again, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Stay tuned. Tomorrow I got a really cool video I think you guys are going to like. I got somebody in town that's never even heard of retail arbitrage, never done Amazon or anything else. So as a test, I'm going to give that person $100 cash and my phone with my scanning app, and we'll follow around and see how they can do it. So it should be a good test for somebody that has absolutely no knowledge of anything, to see if they can succeed at retail arbitrage, see if it's really that easy. I'm also going to announce a cool contest tomorrow. So anyways, like and subscribe. It really helps me out and keeps me making these videos. If you have questions, add them to the comments. I love answering your questions. And if it's something I get a lot of questions on, like this question, then maybe I'll do a video on it. So anyways, hit that like button and subscribe. I'll see you next time.